We are not okay, and everybody knows it. You feel it in the tone, in the tension, in the way politics isn't debate anymore. It's combat. Last night proved it. One side standing, one side sitting. Applause crashing into silence. And no one was surprised. That's the problem. When Donald Trump spoke, half the room rose. The other half wouldn't even move. When Ilhan Omar reacted, half the country cheered. The other half burned. Same speech, two different realities. Now, here's the uncomfortable truth. If that behavior happened in a real fascist dictatorship, it wouldn't happen. No visible dissent. No refusal to stand. You clap or else. So yes, dissent is freedom. But hostility? Hostility is corrosion. Real dictators crush opposition. Broken democracies tear themselves apart. And right now, we're walking that line. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, that was weird. That I love that he called them pirates.
Jesus, that was
That
wild.
made me happy in my pants. She was, dude, you could see she was like borderline temper tantrum, dude. Like her and that fat cow beside her, they just, you
I mean,
could see.
I don't even know how those people made it into Congress. Like, that's fucking, what in the world
Yeah.
has our country turned into?
I just think it's like, it's just two groups of people. It's just, we're so far away from each other. And at this point, like, you know, I hear people say like, oh, you know, like, I don't really see it getting better. Like we're so far, like these aren't like a couple little, this isn't like, oh, well, if you fix the healthcare, then we're all kumbaya. This is like, this is just, it's a culture. They believe in this, we believe in that. And that's never going to mesh. It's never going to mesh. I mean, look at like the West, right? Like, you know, the Middle East and the West, like they're never gonna work it out. It's just look at the English and the Irish and the Palestinians and Israelis and the Russians and Ukrainians. It's just, this is life, dude. They're always gonna be beefing. And what we talked about it the other day is the government doesn't want us squashing that beef. They don't want us uniting with each other, so they're gonna divide. But you're right. I don't understand how these people get voted in. And then on top of that, imagine being like, I don't know, where's Omar from? Minnesota, right?
Yeah.
They're all fucking
well,
weird. They're all weird in Minnesota anyway. But like, okay, you're in Maryland, right? Your boy Wes Moore, he sounds like a bit of a dipshit.
Absolutely, that fucking guy.
You know, it's got to be frustrating. You know, not everyone's blessed like me living down here with motherfucking the king Ron DeSantis. But like, if I lived in California, for example, like I'd be fucking fuming, dude. Like, did you see the shit with Gavin Newsom on the? He went on to this fucking interview on stage with this black guy talking about. Oh, you haven't heard about this? So he's on stage, and you know how like they try to like, you know who did this a lot? Kamala Harris, where they try to like relate with you, like, oh, I understand the struggle. Oh, girl, don't even get me started. I came from this family. Yeah. So Gavin Newsom's on stage, and he's talking with this black dude. And you remember when Joe Biden was like, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. You remember that? Gavin Newsom had his if you don't vote for me, you're black moment 2 nights ago.
Really?
So yeah, so he goes out and he's talking about, he's like, you know, I'm just like you. I'm just like you. You know, I got a bad SAT score, and you know, I'm not good at reading, and
I cheated on my wife.
I'm dyslexic, you know, I like chicken, you know, shit like that. So
I like chicken.
And it's like these people are so fucking stupid that they don't even know, like, realize when they're being racist. It's like you're saying, "Oh, I'm just like you, brother. I'm stupid. I can't read, and I don't fucking." And it's like, what? But that's cool, dude. We're not gonna look it up, dude. It's. I don't think he meant it. I don't think he meant it in like that tone, but like just the mentality of like, they think like when they think that somebody getting an ID is racist, right? Like, what do you think these people are fucking like?
Yeah, you needed 5 IDs to go fucking shovel snow and fucking do the work of snow plows.
Dude, they need the social security card. First of all, who the fuck has, like, I have my social security card, but God knows if I find my wife's. But how are you going to sit there and say, like, you have to have all these documentation, but, like, you don't need, the greatest thing in this country is to vote. That's the greatest fucking privilege you have.
Absolutely.
And Dude, check this
And
out.
it's not even protected.
So check this out. I bought a trailer yesterday, right? And I wanted to it's a used trailer. So it had those ugly ass white tire or the wheels, the fucking ugly ass white wheels.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, I'm gonna get the fucking the dip spray joint, and I'm gonna do it glossy black. I go and I get this fucking black spray paint, and the woman asked me for my ID, and I had to give it to her. So I'm like, I got to give you my ID to get a black can of spray paint, but these motherfuckers don't need an ID to vote. Come on now.
So, and just so everyone understands, the premise of tonight's show is basically like, we're so sick and tired of everything. Like literally everything. Nothing is good. I think the best thing that came out of last night was Captain Royce Williams, 100-year-old Medal of Honor recipient. That was touching. It actually had me tear up a little bit when I watched it again today in the replay. And that was nice. But really, is there much good going on anywhere in the world? Earlier today, just scrolling through Facebook, there was this wild chick. She had this wild conspiracy theory going on in her head, and she firmly believes that we are all victims of a massive reset and how the new world will be, and we just happen to be that group of people living in time and in history experiencing it.
Guinea pigs.
What?
We're the guinea pigs.
We're the guinea pigs. Absolutely.
Yeah.
We are the guinea pigs.
I'll tell you what, man, these State of the Unions, I remember yesterday I told you I wasn't going to watch it, and the kids got down relatively early, and I was laying in bed. I was like, just threw the metas on, and I just fucking watched it through that. And I normally don't like watching them, because especially with Trump, where it's just like, he just talks about the same shit he's been talking. It's bragging, right? Oh, I've done this, and 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 I've done this. And it's like, the clapping and the standing is annoying as shit. It's like, hold the applause, Jack. All right. But what really fucking grinds my gears, bro, is you can hate the man, right? Again, I'm not a huge Trumper. There's a lot of things I don't like about him. There's a lot of things I do like, but I'm not like a big fucking diehard MAGA guy. But what really fucking drives me crazy is no matter how bad you hate this man, there are certain things that you need to stand up and applaud for.
Absolutely. I know exactly where you're going with this one.
And that's what makes me mad. Look, you don't have to like the fucking guy, but the guy who went and fucking rescued or got Maduro, that dude, I don't know if you could tell, that dude was struggling just to stand up. The victim, the victim's parents of the Iranian woman, Irina, who was killed on that fucking bus or the train in Charlotte, her parents were there. They didn't fucking stand. They didn't applaud. These people's kids are murdered by illegal aliens, and they don't have the fucking simple, there's no emotion.
Common decency?
They're sick people, dude. These people are demonic, and they're sick, dude.
The one that got me the most is when he said, if you feel we should protect U.S. citizens before illegal immigrants, stand up.
Crickets.
And none of the fucking left stood up. That was a slap in the face to every American, even the left, who just can't even see past the Trump deranged syndrome.
You're right. That hit everybody, whether you're for it or against it. Because what it did for me is it showed, wow, dude, like this is a different level.
Well, my whole stance on this show, and it's honestly to hopefully one day help be a part of waking some people up and saying, what in the fuck are we thinking? Like, or get out and vote in 2028. And if it's Vance, then so be it. Vote for Vance.
Yeah.
We can never have the left and their ideologies and their ways of thinking and just blatant disrespect to minorities. I mean,
they're just crazy people.
They're crazy people.
Like sick. Like not even crazy like, oh, that guy's a fucking idiot. Like sick. Like, how can you be in that position and you can't? I was trying to explain to Colin today because he was asking about why they watched the first 20 minutes of it.
Wow.
And they really liked it. Actually, they were because they were like, oh, because he's like, oh, I'm the greatest man that's ever fucking been born, and I'm this, and they're like, yeah, go Trump, and they're sitting there listening to it, and I was like, all right, let's go to bed. They're like, please, can we stay up and watch it? And I was like, no, I ain't fucking doing this. And then because they start asking questions, and then Colin says to me, he goes, what's going on here? Something's not right with your screen. I said, what do you mean? He said, I think the other side is frozen. And I said, what do you mean? He was like, well, the one side, because it looked like like
from
when I'm
that
looking
aerial
at you,
shot, it looks like that.
Like our screens, right? I'm on the left, you're on the right. And there's a line down the middle, and that's exactly how it looked. And I was explaining to him, I was like, well, the Democrats, they don't like certain things. And he was like, but they're talking about America. And I was like,
ooh,
yeah. And he was like, so they don't like America? And I was like, fuck, dude, if an 8-year-old can figure that out, you know what I mean? Like we're fucking really cooked.
Yeah, seriously,
but like
you really are. I mean,
there's certain things that are beyond Trump. Like, I was actually, I'll be honest with you, I was surprised how many things they did stand up for, to be honest. And they stood up for the Nancy Pelosi thing, which was fucking phenomenal. I love that. That was my favorite part of the night. We was talking about the SAVE Act. He's like, yeah, oh, wow, you guys stood up. I wonder if Nancy stood up.
But I'm going to say something. As long as there aren't term limits, you better believe every single one of them is going to stand up, because they don't want to seem guilty for getting rich off of the system. Like, they have no choice but to stand for that one.
Well, I'll tell
you,
they
have to save some face.
Who's going to be in a lot of trouble is Ilhan Omar's husband. Look into his fucking businesses.
God, I hope that whole entire Somali empire goes down. Pirates.
Well, she's married to a white dude, and Tim
I know.
Millet or something like that, and he owns a winery, and supposedly like the winery was making like $5,000, like it was like broke, and then all of a sudden there's millions of dollars. So, but it was interesting to me, like
wait. Is
no. That's why I didn't even stop. If, when you look at that, right? So there was a couple things they stood for. They didn't. So they're all about the healthcare crisis. Why weren't they excited when he was talking about the fucking price of drugs and, the woman who was paying like $4,000 for medication and they got it down to 500? But I thought that as a Democrat, you were either all or nothing. You don't stand up and clap for anything. But where they fucked up was they did applaud for a couple things, but Trump set a trap last night. That whole thing where he said, like what you just said, he mentioned, I want you to stand with me if you agree to this, that Americans are more important than illegal aliens. He knew that was happening. They knew it. Did you notice how long the applause was?
Oh, yeah.
It was the longest because it was a trap. They wanted that moment to just linger and linger and linger and linger, and they just fucking sat there like this.
They did, and that's how he broke a record of 1 hour and 48 minutes as the longest State of the Union address to Congress ever and to the people.
I think the Democrats fucked up by applauding things like the SAVE Act, but not, are Americans more important than illegal aliens? Like, why is that? What? If one person would have sat down, I would have fucking guillotined them. But the whole side, not one of them thought, you know what? Fuck, I could get on board with that. Like, what message does that send to your constituents? The people that you represent.
Yeah.
Like, if I saw Ron DeSantis do some shit like that, and I'd think to myself, wait a minute, I'm an American citizen. What the fuck, dude? Like, I don't mean more than some illegal.
Yeah, but Ronan,
bro.
You know it as well as I do. Someone on the left, it is very hard to find someone that would agree with anything that Trump says. TDS is a real thing, unfortunately. I mean, dude, they have proof that the Russia hoax was all set up by, Obama and his team. What has been done about it? Zero, zilch, nada. You don't hear about it on the media. You're never going to really hear about it on the media. You really have to dig hard to find out anything about it. And it's actual proof that it was all started to, keep Trump out of office and derail people from thinking what in the world is going on with Hillary's emails. And what happened with Hillary's emails? Nothing.
Injection.
What happened with the Russia hoax? Nothing. What's going to happen to Ilhan Omar's husband? Nothing.
Yeah. It's sad, dude. It's a beast that's like, it's unbelievable.
It is. And look
That's
at
why
my
I don't like
opening
watching those things.
look at my opening. I made sure to focus on one thing that really bothers me with the left. They want to call Trump fascist, Marxist, dictator, whatever the fuck you want to call him, every name in the book. Yet, if they were sitting in any house representing any government ruled by a dictator, a real dictator, and they blurted out the way that Ilhan did last night,
Yeah.
she'd be done. Al Green, is that his name?
Oh
He'd,
God, that
he'd
guy's
be
the fucking.
done.
You know
He'd
he's
be
like.
done.
You know he's blind, right?
Completely blind?
I think he's like that guy's a fucking idiot, dude.
Well, he must be blind and deaf.
He does that
because
shit all the time,
motherfucker-
dude. Every time there's a speech, he's like the in soccer, you always have a kid who like runs out and tries to hurt people.
Well, last time
That's him.
he had the master at arms had to escort him out. This time he just pulled out a sign, showed it, and walked out
And
himself.
he's an idiot too. It said something. What did it say? Like America, like blacks aren't apes or something.
Blacks aren't apes, referring to when Trump did his
oh my God, shut the fuck
thing
up,
with Obama.
That's fucking gay.
Yeah, that is
Listen,
gay.
That's the best you could do. You know what kills me about Democrats? There is not a creative bone in their body. Like, they're not funny, they're not creative, they're not witty. Dude, I see shit all the time. It'll be like a meme of Trump, and I'm like, wait a minute. I remember that meme like fucking 7 years ago, and it was about Joe Biden. Like, what are we doing here? Like, they literally just changed the face to, like, they have no fucking sense of humor, dude. They're the most cold, just weird ass people, bunch of beta bitches.
Yeah. No, that was one of the reasons why I said to you when we were designing and building this show, like, we eventually evolved into creating our own artwork and our own memes. And, you know, we let our creative juices flow, and it's been fun doing that. And you're right, they don't do anything fun and creative. They're kind of fucking boring as shit.
It's like eating like a burger with no cheese on it. It's like,
you know, the most creativity, and I'm actually shocked I'm going to say this, but the most creativity they get out of the party is from AOC, and her shit sucks too.
Dude, fucking.
She tries though. You have to give her that. She's just stupid. That's the only problem.
Who, Sandy?
AOC.
Her real name's Sandy.
Is it really?
You've never seen? Oh, dude, you got to watch. Have you ever seen the? Okay, so you asked me about a guy named Benny Johnson. Benny Johnson's down here in Tampa, and he's a big Trump guy. He was a big Charlie guy, and
what is he, a local celebrity or something?
No, he's just same shit as we are, just a fucking podcaster who, you know, he's very super political. So he dug some dirt, and Sandy is from this fucking her AOC's real name is Sandy. All right. Her whole shtick is what? I'm a Brooklyn
girl.
I'm a Bronx girl. That's what. Yeah, Bronx.
I did see that. She's actually from the suburbs, and
dude, she's from like this beautiful
Damascus.
Yeah, it's just like Damascus. She's from this little fucking like beautiful little town. They got American flags everywhere, and memorials and benches and like little ice cream parlors and shit like that.
Yeah, but you've got to expect that someone like AOC would come from a place like that.
I know.
That's how she becomes a voice, because she goes against everything that she was around. I don't know.
But the point of it is that she lied about everything. She's not what she says she is. So that's like, okay. That's like, could you imagine if you found out I was like, yeah, I'm from fucking, you know, I'm from the city. I'm a city boy, city blocks, blah, 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 bang, bang. You'd be like, bro, you're from the cornfields. What are you talking about? Could you imagine if you ever saw me on like Fox News and I was like, yeah, I'm from the hood. You know, I grew up in poverty. I was oppressed and I didn't have, you know, I barely even ate. And I had one shoe. You'd be like, the fuck are you talking about, bro? I know exactly what you're talking. So she got caught. And that's the thing, is like a lot of these people forget, like, the internet don't lie, dude. The internet is good. I love the internet. Sidebar, you know what, dude? You know what? I was trading the stock today and I came across something, and I have to fact check it. Do you know that that humans lose over 40,000 jobs a week to AI?
No, I did not know that. But
that's crazy, dude. So if you don't have your bag by 2030, 2029, if you don't have all your fucking finances in a row, you're going to be in poverty the rest of your life.
All right. So let's continue with that side note. You ready for this one?
Mm-hmm.
So I just learned today, and I did fact check this. I'm actually in shock. but this guy created, his name is Matt Schlitt. He's founder of what's called Octane AI, and it was launched this year, 2026. It was not independently created by AI. It does have a human built the interface. AI agents generate most of the content on it. Do you understand what an AI agent is? It's a bot. It's not a human. And they have their own social network designed primarily for AI agents to post and interact with each other rather than human beings being their main participants. Human beings can only read what they're saying. They cannot interact with the bots. The fucking platform is designed for bots to be able to talk to each other. Tell me that isn't scary. It's called Moltbook, Moltbook.
Yeah, that's fucking creepy.
It is crazy. So I fact checked it, and it's as real as it as can be. How it works: developers create AI agents. Those agents log in themselves, and they post, comment, debate, and collaborate. That word scares me. Some even moderate other bots. Humans can still maintain the servers and system rules, but still, like, the fact that we went that far, we're basically extending the leash as to how far bots and AI can go with their run of power.
Yeah, I heard somewhere they were talking yesterday about AI having a kill switch. Like there has to be like a red button where, like, if shit gets crazy, there's got to be a fucking, when you go to the gas station and there's that kill switch.
Yeah.
There has to be like boop.
So
hard
here's
stop.
one thing that's good when it comes to like redesigning the software or creating patches or fixes for software that isn't written correctly and then it causes the system to malfunction or not operate properly. It does take humans to do all of that. So that's a positive. But yeah, man, I just
Have
think
you ever
it's
seen
scary.
Eagle Eye
No.
with Shia LaBeouf? So Eagle Eye came out like early 2000s, and it was one of those movies you're like, that'll never happen. And now it's like, that is totally happening. And this was like 20 fucking years ago. It's a movie about this AI robot or a computer, like links up this, I don't want to use the hot word, but it sets up an attack on a person of power, of interest. See, look at us now. We're like afraid to talk, but it's a fucking dope ass movie, dude. You'd really like it.
What's it called?
It's called Eagle Eye.
All right, I'll check it
It's
out.
dope, dude. It's a good ass movie, dude. But it's like, and if you were to watch it then, maybe it's like mid 2000s, late 2000s. But if you were to watch it then, you were like, that's insane. That's crazy. And then if you watched it tonight, you'd be like, yeah, that's probably normal. It's fucking, yeah, I see that.
One of those, huh?
Yeah.
No, it's scary. I mean, I don't think they're ever going to openly admit it. It's just going to happen right under our noses. The jobs will be taken from us to certain capacities. And yeah, I don't think people are ready for it because they don't want to believe that that's going to be a reality. And when they believe it, it's going to be too late.
Well, the whole Great Reset, that's the 2030 thing. And they keep.
Oh, that's what she was talking about was the 2030, that chick that I was telling you about. Like, we're the people, in time throughout human history that will experience this reset and suffer the most because of it.
That's why I'm so big into XRP, because my goal is to be set for 2030. Right now, if you talk to anyone in my circle, like Aaron and we're working from now to get to 2030. Everything we do from now till 2030 is to get ready for that. So crypto is going to be huge.
So what exactly are we potentially facing for this in 2030? What
You'll own nothing and be happy. That's
you'll own
literally
nothing
their motto.
So did you see the United Kingdom is launching an app,
digital ID,
and what they're doing is to encourage people to join. They're giving them the digital currency for free. But what they don't understand is the rights that they're losing that go with it.
China's been doing this for a couple years now. That's where they got the idea.
That's China. China is different than the United Kingdom.
That's where they got the idea, though. It's the same thing. It's like a social credit score.
Yeah, I understand, but it's scary when it comes to someone like the United Kingdom because they're a little closer to home. They have the Western civilization mentality where China will just do whatever the fuck they want.
I don't understand
China could just kill 100,000 people daily to say, well, this is our way of population control.
I
And
don't
we would know
understand what
nothing about
happened
it.
to the UK. I don't understand what, how did they get so fucking weird? And I feel like it was this dude, Starmer, whatever the fuck his name is. Like, dude, you want to talk about, they're going through the same shit we are. It's like the English aren't the priority. And it's like, the whole 2030 thing, the World Economic Forum, their fucking motto is you'll own nothing and be happy.
You'll own nothing
So
and be happy.
BlackRock, again, we're talking about those boys. So Trump mentioned last night that he was banning the fact. Did you hear him talk about the woman who's put 40 offers on a house and couldn't get a mortgage?
No.
So what BlackRock has been doing is BlackRock is buying all of these homes,
Okay.
right? So let's say your next door neighbor puts her house on the market. BlackRock is buying it and then renting it out. And then they're buying the next one and they're renting it out. They're buying the next one. They're just buying up all of these houses. So you will never be able to own a home.
So should I just keep the one I have?
And they control the market. They control your house. You own nothing and you're happy. So by 2030, this is what I think. I think by 2030, you're either going to be rich or you're going to be poor. There's not going to be a middle class anymore. It's going to be rich or poor. And if you're poor, you're going to get a stipend. Like let's say like Social Security, right? You get your $2,200 a month, right?
Okay.
That's what you fucking get. That's all you get. You own nothing and you'll be happy. You don't necessarily.
Now, why will you be happy with that?
Because you're not going to have to work. There's most of these people, it's going to imagine
nobody will have to work.
Imagine now, again, this is what I think. Imagine half of the country is on unemployment because of AI.
Wait. Can you work if you want to work?
Sure. But what I'm saying is for AI is going to take over 70% of the jobs, 75% of the jobs, right? So what are you going to do?
You really believe
let those people fucking die?
What'd you say? But do you really believe AI will take over 70% of the jobs?
100%. Dude, in 4 minutes, I made a professional fucking logo for a trailer business on my cell phone. And if I showed it to you and I put you would think somebody who went to college designed that.
Sure. No, I get it. I mean, I know the capabilities from some of the content we've created has just been amazing, phenomenal.
The amount of I use AI all day, every day for all of my business stuff, for everything that I do. I am like all in on AI, and I haven't even scratched the surface of what it can do. So it's 100%. I mean, is it going to take over a plumbing job? Is it going to take over a firefighter or a police officer? Or no. But it will wipe out a lot of fucking jobs. Like, think of any office, okay? Any office. Let's put it this way. Do you need to go to a doctor or could you do a telehealth? Most times.
Okay. Yeah.
Sometimes you got to see, if it's a bone but for the most part, I'm sick. Okay, well, open your mouth. Here's
on the camera.
Exactly. It's telehealth, telemed, right?
Yeah,
so you don't need all these receptionists and all these nurses, and it just literally fucking the doctor can say, boop, boop, hello, yes, okay, yes, let me see your eyes. Oh, that's a sty. Go ahead and get yourself a hot tea bag, bitch. See you next. Yeah. Boop, boop. When you call places, they're all fucking idiots anyway. Nobody, dude, when's the last time you went somewhere and you were like, wow, that was really good service or customer service, or I just got a dog collar for the puppy and this woman was phenomenal. And I even called her back and I was like, listen, it's called Dog Watch, dog collar. Probably one of the best experiences I've had in the longest time dealing with a company of any sort. Nobody cares about their fucking job anymore. Dude, everywhere you go, people are miserable. They're angry. They're mad. They fucking hate their life. They hate their job.
It's funny you said that because just in the last 2 weeks alone, I've had some amazing compliments from customers on just the way I handled everything with them. And with every single one of those compliments, I sat back and thought to myself, every single time I thought to myself, man, this is sad because we don't hear this anymore. People don't take the time to do this. And is it the people or is it the person giving service? And in my opinion, it's the person giving service.
100%.
They're just not doing what it takes to get that accolade or that recognition from somebody. And to me, it feels good. And it just reinforces that I'm doing my job well, and I can take my skill set. If somebody can open their eyes and see it, they have a dangerous weapon on their team. And
Well, it goes back
me.
to like they don't make them like they used to, right? Like,
Yeah.
so here's the way I see it. People are either jaded, you know what I'm saying? Like, people are either like at the point where they don't fucking care anymore because they've been doing this for so long and they hate it. So they don't give a shit if they get good compliments or not, because they're just there for a fucking paycheck. Then you have people who just don't give a shit and they're like, whatever. I mean, cool. And then you have people who don't know how to do that. They don't know. Like, you and I were phenomenal servers, bartenders. We were phenomenal restaurant people.
We were phenomenal just in
we were
terms
passionate
of hospitality, and
because we were passionate, right? We
Yep.
understood what you had to do to get the tip. We understood, a level of service, of expectation. Dude, nowadays, how many I went to this place called Juan's. It's like and like I go in, and for me, my wife and the two kids, it's like $50, right? This motherfucker just made me a burrito, and on the joint, it's like tip 20%. I'm like, what? No, fuck you. Why would I tip you 20%? You made me a fucking burrito? So these people are so entitled these days. Like, you go to Starbucks. I'm sorry, dude. I'm not tipping at Starbucks. If you don't service me the way that I used to serve people, you're not getting a fucking tip. I go to fucking so many places. Like, when I get a massage, tip. Barbershop, tip. Restaurant, tip. But I'm not tipping people just because that's how they want to increase their hourly revenue. But the service industry.
And then you look like the bad guy because you didn't tip the fucking
I'm a
idiot making the
cheapskate.
goddamn coffee.
Yeah,
Like, fuck you.
I'm already paying $8 for your bullshit coffee anyway.
Yeah,
It's all
exactly.
fucking burnt and half empty. Fuck you. Dude, I haven't been to Starbucks in like 7 months. We make our coffee at home now.
7 months. I
It's
don't
so
even
much-
go to Starbucks.
It's
Fuck
so much
Starbucks.
better. It's cheaper. But that's my point, is that people they're
I
not
was
the same.
reading one time, Ronan, that Starbucks, the reason people were so addicted to Starbucks is because the amount of caffeine that's in a Starbucks coffee is like 8 times higher than what you make in your pot of coffee at home.
Yeah. Well, did you ever hear about
They're drugging you and then psychologically fucking your mind, and you keep going back like a crackhead.
Well, not to mention they're poisoning you as well. Have you ever heard about what their cups are made of?
No.
There's a liner on the inside of their cups that keep it hot.
Uh-huh.
And it's like a plastic film, and the fucking plastic melts off into the coffee.
Yeah, I can see that.
I just don't like their culture. I fucking hate their culture. I hate it. I'm fucking 100% against it. See, I'm old school, dude. Like, culture to me is everything.
I'm actually surprised you ever even went to Starbucks. I never fell for that gimmick.
It wasn't like not like a regular thing. I mean, like, but Aaron was a big Starbucks, but like, when I say big, I mean like once every couple of days, not like one of these like morning. So
God,
let me
people
tell
that
you,
are religiously in that fucking
no. Let me tell you something that happened tonight, though. This kind of ties into this. So the soccer team that I coached last year had a game tonight, and we all 4 of us went to support the boys that I coached last year. So the soccer field was probably 4 miles from my house. In Florida, 4 miles can take you like 6 hours.
I know. Remember that one time I was down there?
4 miles can generally, the way I do it is you double the miles to minutes. So if it's 5 miles, it's a 10-minute drive.
Okay.
So this place is 4 miles, probably should have taken 12, 13 minutes to get to. So we pull out onto the main road out of my neighborhood, and it is fucking bumper to bumper, bro. I'm talking like leaving like a fucking concert, like Coldplay or something.
Why? Don't you live out there?
And all the people from Tampa are going back to their homes out in the country. So we're sitting there, and Colin's like, dude, are we going to be late? Like, what's going on? And they're like, there must be an accident. And I started laughing. And the kids are like, why is that funny? You don't want people to be hurt. And I said, I'm not laughing because of that. I'm laughing because these fucking people do this every single day. I said, this, my son,
rat race.
This is called the rat race. And they're like, what are you talking about? And what do you mean there's an accident? I said, I guarantee you there is no accident, bro. I said, you want to hear something even more sick than this? these motherfuckers did this same thing this morning, but heading in the opposite direction. I said, dude, that's why you need to fucking pay attention. You need to be a hustler, dude. You need to learn how to do shit, be your own boss, or else you'll be sitting in these fucking lines like a goddamn rat. And that kind of like, you could see that kind of like trickled into their brains. But dude, I don't miss that shit at all, dude. It took us fucking 35 minutes to go 4 miles.
Jesus.
And I'm sitting there the whole time thinking, fuck this noise, dude. Like, this is crazy. Just trade stocks.
That is the worst part about being in the rat race is the commute, especially if you have a long one. I did it for a long time, and I'm very thankful for my commute right now. But
yeah, I don't miss that shit.
Change at any moment.
I feel like almost every job I had to drive at least 45 minutes to.
I was looking today at some jobs in my industry down in Florida just to see what it was all about, and y'all don't pay very well down there.
I told you about the one thing I asked you how much you would charge for that, and it was almost half the price. So there's that too. So you might not. Yeah, they don't pay a lot down here. But the idea is that you also. I mean, it's just like anywhere, right? If you spend a lot, you make a lot. If you spend a little, you make a little. Like you're not going to come down here and just
actually match. What someone would make versus what the output of bills is.
No, and I've started to hear this lately, actually, about people are leaving Florida because it's too expensive. And
yeah, I mean,
the houses are not
in
cheap.
My industry. I know what I would have to make in my industry to live here. And, when I look down in Florida to look up housing and, some of the basic necessities you need to live, it's not very far from living in Maryland.
Do you want to know the biggest fucking scam in Florida? This blows my mind. I fucking can't stand it. Is car insurance. If I told you
down there,
if I told you how much you spend a month in car insurance,
mine's a little bit high because I've had a crazy driving record, but I think I pay like $120 a month.
$120. Okay, so Aaron's car is 10 years old. Mine's 15 years old. I got an old 4Runner. Okay. Both of us have a perfect driving record. No tickets, no DUIs, none of that shit. If I told you I spent almost $400 a month
in what?
In car insurance, would you believe me?
You're lying.
That's how it works. Florida car insurance is so out of control. Like I thought we had signed up for the wrong plan or something. It's like $387 a month for car insurance for the two of us.
I would literally
on vehicles that are 10 years or older, and they're SUVs. They're not we're not driving Lamborghinis.
So how much is car insurance for a brand new car down there?
Probably more. Let's put it this way. I got one of those bullshit things in the mail talking about oh, hey, you can switch to Geico. So I called this company. It's like, oh, we can get you in for, $90 a month or whatever. And I went through this whole 10, 15 minute bullshit with this guy. And he asked me who I think we have Progressive, and he asked me what I was paying, and he stopped and he goes, listen, he was like, I'm not going to waste your time. Ours is more. And I was like, what? It's like how much he said it would be for Aaron and I?
$650?
$712 a month.
Wow.
I was like, fuck you.
What is the reason for that? I want to do some research on that one.
I think it has
right there would stop me from moving to Florida in a heartbeat.
Well, it has a lot to do with tourists. It has a lot. Well, what happened yesterday on the phone with me? I said to you, yeah, these people down here are fucking terrible drivers. And less than 3 minutes later, I witnessed right in front of me, the guy in front of me ran into the back of somebody else.
The Mercedes.
Dude, I'm telling you, the people, the way they drive down here is they act like they've got 9 lives, dude. There's no care. They either drive too fast or they just do the stupidest shit. I see people do stupid ass shit that is you ever see somebody do something wrong and then flick you off?
I bet riding a motorcycle down there is fucking scary as shit.
That's why I sold it. That's exactly why I sold it. Oh my God. 3 things happened to me down here on my Harley, and I was like, no, not doing this. I mean, there's no hills, there's no fun roads, but 3 different times somebody did something that how I fucking maneuvered around this, the man upstairs, whatever. but it's not fun.
Wow.
It's makes no sense to ride.
I would be tense riding a motorcycle if it were as bad as you say.
And you don't have to wear a helmet here. And it blows my mind how many people do not wear helmets. That shit is just unfucking believable.
Yeah.
I don't care if you're allowed to or not. The fact that you don't have your fucking noodle protected, you're an idiot. You've crashed,
Yeah.
you're dead, dude. That's it. But
Jesus Christ.
it's yeah, so I've heard a lot of people say that it's gotten too expensive. And you can see that, dude, I'll tell you right now, there's mad houses for sale. The inventory is massive. Everywhere you go, there's for sale, for sale, for sale. Where when we moved down,
Why
like,
isn't BlackRock buying them all?
well, who said they're not? But they won't be anymore if Trump says if Trump does what he said he was going to do. So it's you know, we'll see. See what we see.
What a fucking crazy ass world we live in.
Yeah. But
You know, I was thinking to myself,
worth it.
like, maybe the only escape you have from this is going to a place where you're forced to dumb it down. You're forced to not
Yeah.
make things like air conditioning and cell phones and cars a necessity, you know, like live on an island somewhere where, you know, you could survive and there's other people there that live there and stuff like that. But I don't know. I have no idea.
I will say,
Fucking place.
though, with all my back problems, right, and all the surgeries and all the recoveries and all that stuff, the moving down here, right, and it's funny because people are like, oh, it's so hot. It's actually not. It's no hotter than it is in Maryland. It's just hotter for a longer period of time. There's actually a lot of times that it'll be hotter in Maryland than it is down here.
Yeah, and it's disgusting when it's hot down here.
So the thing is about Florida is it's all about your mind, right? Like your brain, right? So you and I could work the same job, have the same wife, have the same family, have the same funds, but it's just different here. Like I'll never forget when I first moved down here, I was going to school for trading. And I was in a bad mood for whatever reason. I was all pissy and whatever. And as I'm driving to school, I'm crossing over this causeway into Tampa. And it's fucking, there's like people out in their bikinis and they're riding jet skis and there's fucking palm trees and there's tents and there's fucking, everyone's grilling out and there's dogs and kids. And I'm sitting here like being a little bitch because of God knows what, right? And I'm sitting at this light and all I could think is, what the fuck, dude? I live here. Like, how could I be upset living here? You know what I'm saying?
So you had an epiphany.
And it was ever since that day, if you look above my bed, there's a sign and it says thankful, you know? And it's, it's every day I walk in, I see it. And it's just a reminder on how thankful I am just to be here.
Yeah,
And
no, it's
up
definitely
there, dude, I remember up there, it was cold, it was wet, it was gray, it was fucking, I just hated it, dude. And it, like, down here, it's more expensive and there's things that are annoying. But at the end of the day, it's like, I could go outside in my t-shirt today and go to a fucking soccer game and not feel like I was going to freeze my dick off. I never have to shovel fucking snow the rest of my life.
How hot was it today? How nice was it?
It was actually, I had a hoodie on. I mean, it was like mid 60s or something, 70.
If I walked into 60 anything right now, I'd be in shorts and a t-shirt.
Yeah, but like,
it's funny how your body reacts.
Yeah,
to,
dude. I'm
like,
if it's below
60 to you is cold and chilly, and for us up here, it would be like, oh my god, I need.
Yeah, I remember when we used to visit down here before we came. I remember there was we came down here. It was like the first week of January, and the kids were like, "God, it's so hot here." I'm like, "It's fucking January. Shut up." Like, we're going home and it's going to be like 12 fucking degrees. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
But like when I first moved down here, I always wore shorts, t-shirt, always. And then now I'm like fucking wearing stocking I'm making fires and shit.
Well, you've become completely acclimated to that environment, so that 60 degrees is cold now to you, because it only happens for what, 2 months of the year?
Probably like 4 weeks, 3 weeks.
Oh, even better.
So anyway, but it makes dealing with these fucking crooked ass politicians a little bit better, you know?
Yeah. No, but you even said it. You know, you have a state where you run into fucking crazy ass left motherfuckers.
Yeah, there's not many, but there's a couple of them down here.
They're probably the craziest if living down there and living that lifestyle.
I just don't understand. I wish there was like an area where you could go. Like, you go here, they go there, and then just, you know, you're conservative people live on this side of the country and your liberals live on that side of the country, and everybody's fucking happy, you know?
I almost wish that, like, instead of going to war or fighting with each other the way we do, why don't we just, like, create a red country and a blue country? And
that's what I'm saying. What, duke it out?
no, I mean, figure it out. Like, we'll have 2 team captains, and you pick a state, I pick a state. You pick a state, I pick a state.
Yeah, I mean, or just, you know what? Just call it the Mississippi, dude. We'll take everything on one side, you take everything on the other. Knock yourselves out. And then that'll be great for about 20 or 30 years. And then we're going to get greedy and want a little bit more. And then that's when, when Billie Eilish went out on the Grammys the other week and was like, nobody's owns, nobody's illegal on stolen
land. Yep.
Well,
she lives on a big piece of it.
Well, this land wasn't stolen; it was fucking conquered.
Let's
not forget that we conquered that bitch. We are undefeated World War champions.
And when we took over states like Texas and Arizona and New Mexico and California and all of that, I can't stand when people who don't understand history say it was stolen from the Mexicans. No, it wasn't. Mexican leaders took a payout and said, yeah, please call it whatever you want. And they pocketed that money and did their thing with it.
Yeah.
So it wasn't stolen land. It was their own people selling land,
their own shit.
Making a business deal happen.
Hey, no difference than me selling gold.
Absolutely. There's no difference, period, than selling anything. It's just, for some reason, America has a big target on its back. You're always going to have a target on your back when you're the biggest, the strongest, the baddest.
Yep.
So let's talk really quick. I've been reading, and at first I thought maybe this is a hoax, but what is going on with Russia potentially having created? Oh, speaking of Russia, there are a lot of people now that I'm seeing online that have that same view or thought that you have about Putin. Is he a bad guy or a good guy?
Dude, Putin's a good guy.
A good guy.
He's a fucking good guy.
What's the deal with their cancer research and potentially having a vaccine for curing 99.8% of all cancer cells in all types of cancers? And now apparently to potentially cripple, our healthcare system.
I already fact-checked
China may want to green light this and have this vaccine available.
I looked into that.
What's the deal with it?
It's not a vaccine, it's a cure. But what they did was they've tested it with mice, and it was.
Well, that's where I saw that, and I was like, "Start." So, what's the problem?
I saw that, I was like, "Oh my god!" Let me get on here, and then I was like, "Oh, wait a second, time out." That was one of those clickbaity things. But no, I mean, it's that's the other thing is when I trade stocks, I'm looking for news like that on a pharmaceutical company who's come through with this breakthrough, right? If you have a breakthrough drug that prevents pain, that's gonna make your stock go up, right? So when I heard this, I was like, I need to know who makes it, where they make it, how they make it. So they used it with a mouse or a rat research, and it did minimize it minimized, I think, the tumors. It would, instead of metastasizing, it shrunk the tumor. So it hasn't been used on any human, but it sounds like it was successful with some animals.
But that's where it all starts. It starts with laboratory animals, and those successes or failures dictate, which direction to take the medicine with in phase 2. So, if this
I'm convinced they already have.
Come
on, man. They already have that they could cure anything right now. It's all business, you remember Magic Johnson?
Yeah.
Remember when he got AIDS? You're like, fuck, he's gone. That dude owns the goddamn Redskins now.
Yeah, seriously.
Remember when Charlie Sheen got AIDS? He's still being Charlie Sheen. Dude, if you got the money, you're good. You mean to tell me that these people don't have there's all kinds of shit that we're not privy to.
That's why I say, to escape all of this, do you move to some country in South America and just hope you don't get killed by cartel members and just enjoy yourself on the beaches down there?
It's all money, dude. If you got money, you can do whatever the fuck you want to do, man. Yeah, if you can live where you want, you can have you can have that elite status, dude. You can fucking You're untouchable, dude.
When we get off the air tonight, I want to share something with you on that one, and I promise you I will not forget. I'm going to tell you about this one.
You know what's something we should look into?
Speak to me.
Food, like McDonald's food,
Burger
King.
We could dig into
Wendy's.
that, push the envelope on that a little bit.
You wanna talk about some fucking weird shit? Think about this, right? McDonald's sells 40 million hamburgers a day. 40 million hamburgers a day. Right now, that's worldwide.
Yeah.
But when's the last time, and you live out in the cut, dude. When's the last time you went out and just saw cattle farms and the math ain't mathing? You know what I'm saying? The math ain't
So wait a
mathing.
minute. I know where you're going with this. I've seen some things popping up on the internet lately, and I think that before we go any further, we should really do some of our research. And
I know,
if it's worthy of doing a show, I think that would be a great topic. So before we spill the beans, let's talk about this one because it's interesting to me. You know, if you guys know what's going on in the news right now, you know, but you know, I would like to do some more research. I think it would be a very interesting topic.
Dude, I will say this before we go. Yesterday I was at Sam's Club and I I don't even fucking feel like saying it anymore. I love beef jerky and I picked up this bag. Did you see my text?
I saw it.
I go over and it's on sale. I'm like, fuck yeah, dude. Because I'm a cheapskate. And I pick up this bag of beef jerky and I'm reading it. And I look at it, and all I could think is the Island Man's fucking files when they talk about jerky. And I was like, put it back. I can't eat jerky anymore, man. But I got it. I got a different flavor.
There was a little piece on the Island Man's little temple that sits there on the island with the blue and the white stripes. And
yeah, dude. You ever notice how many other people's look at Ellen's backdrop?
Ellen DeGeneres'
Look at Disney. The castle is painted like that, dude. I'm telling you, bro, they're all fucking BlackRock owns it all.
Yeah, well, but this kind of ties into the whole McDonald's thing, and yeah, man.
Do you remember the movie Pink Floyd: The Wall?
Oh my god, yeah.
Do you remember the part
factories?
You remember where the kids are on the conveyor belts?
Yeah.
And they drop into the bucket, and what happens?
Yeah.
They come out as ground meat.
Yeah. No, I know. Now it's like the
to
throwing
be
it in our faces.
continued.
Be continued. All right. Well, with that being said, thank you for watching tonight, and make sure to check us out on YouTube. Comment, like, and share at The PTE Show. Check us out on TikTok at The PTE Show. And until next time,
eat the dogs, eat the cats, eat the dogs.